We're back now with a potentially dangerous trend that's gaining popularity among teen boys and young men. It's called looksmaxxing and involves taking drastic, even dangerous steps to enhance your physical appearance. NBC News correspondent Stephen Romo has more.
Looksmaxxing, a once obscure online trend, is moving into the mainstream. Appealing mainly to boys and young men, it's an effort to maximize your looks, often taken to the extreme. The goal, to achieve what Looksmaxxers call Ascension, or what they consider the optimal measure of beauty.
We're operating in a society that's extremely shallow.
Kareem Shami is a looksmaxxing influencer with more than 2 million followers across social media.
We're not saying go past your genetic limits and go into extreme measures, but try to optimize your lifestyle around your appearance.
So what is the ideal male face? Controversial looksmaxxer Clavicular says he has an idea.
The most attractive man in the world, I would say that in terms of, harmony percentage, it's like a very objective thing. This is not really based on like an opinion of mine, would be Matt Bomer.
The actor's looks celebrated in online forums where looksmaxxers discuss their ideal appearance, a chiseled jawline, specific facial ratios, and eyes one eye width apart. Bomer himself does not appear to be affiliated with the movement. And while some methods are focused on skincare or facial exercises,
start with your preferred facial cleanser.
Clavicular says he went to extreme measures to achieve his desired looks.
I've done like a lot of things like fat dissolvers, like I've injected lipolysis agents into my face, was a big one. And bone smashing.
And he's not alone. Bone smashing has become increasingly popular.
Do you guys know about bone smashing?
People taking massage guns or even hammers to the face.
Smash them bones, baby!
All to cause minor damage to the bone underneath in hopes that it will heal in a more pronounced way.
You're basically throwing the dice and hoping that it goes back the way you want it to, but you have no idea how your bones are going to rejoin themselves. We have no idea what the long-term implications are.
Experts say it's about more than just vanity.
In your research, have you found a negative mental health impact from being involved in this community?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, there's a lot more negative mental health ramifications. They're developing body issues that they didn't have when they first entered the community. And they're seeing their body is fundamentally a very flawed and imperfect thing that is going to ruin their lives.
And looksmaxxing is popular in online forums that often perpetuate dangerous concepts like misogyny, nationalism, even racism.
Race absolutely influences how these men are judging attractiveness. So every man of color is recommended to improve his attractiveness by making himself appear more white.
But despite the controversy, the industry surrounding looksmaxxing is growing, with websites dedicated to selling supplements and products.
If you were talking to a parent of a 16-year-old who's worried about this trend, what would you tell them?
Putting in the emphasis that they deserve to be loved no matter how they look, I think, is probably the most important thing.
Stephen Romo, NBC News.
All right, then, let's talk more about this trend with clinical psychologist Dr. Jennifer Hartstein. Doctor, good to have you with us as always. So as we saw in the piece there, it is becoming more popular. For mental health professionals, what are you saying about how big of a problem this has become, especially among young men?
I think what we're seeing in some weird way, right, is kind of young men are catching up with the issues we've been talking about for young women for a very long time, right? So here we are. It is definitely becoming more prevalent. We're seeing it much more. And there are, as noted in that piece, like so many more mental health ramifications than we're even thinking about, and we need to be addressing it with these boys so it doesn't continue to get worse.
Lots of people, of course, are going to take pride in their appearance and try to look their best, and that's understandable. At what point does it seem to cross over into something that's more concerning?
Well, we want to think about what that looks like. And so there are some really clear things to pay attention to, like, are they isolating more? Maybe they're spending hours and hours looking at themselves, focused on their appearance, going to the gym, and that's taking them away from things that they used to do and enjoy. Are they restricting their food intake? Are they really limiting their dietary usage, whatever they're eating? They're keeping it really small to lose weight. And are they engaging in what they call this hard maxing, which is the bone damage, which is really going to such extremes to get to this level of appearance that really, we don't know if it works. It can really break your face. It can break your bones, all these things. As we know it, we don't know what it's going to actually do in the long run. So does it even work?
Yeah, so you mentioned some things to be on the watch for. I mean, just what's your message to parents about the warning signs they should be paying attention to see if their child is being influenced at all by this trend?
Yeah, the red flags are really important to pay attention to. We know that the mental health ramifications are large: increased depression, increased anxiety, feelings of worthlessness, body dysmorphia, really important things to pay attention to. Are they more withdrawn from their friends? Are you hearing more of this misogynistic language that you haven't heard from before, which is one of the big influences? And are they just so obsessed that they cannot see past that? And these are things we really need to jump in as early as possible to address.
What are the things that parents can do, that they can say to just help their kids feel confident about how they look? Keeping in mind, I know sometimes when someone doesn't feel good about their appearance and you tell them, oh, they look so great, they look good, they don't always accept that very well. So what can you do?
Well, and the truth is that doesn't work, right? Like if we're trying to get you unfocused from your appearance, telling you that you are beautiful or you're handsome doesn't work. So let's focus on kind of the process of things of, oh, you want to be improving yourself. What's the greater good that you can do than just only on your appearance? I read about building a strengths board, which is, instead of a vision board, something that highlights all the things that really are like strong, powerful qualities that your young man in your life has. And so they can see that there are all these great things that they're doing. I think the most important thing is lean in with curiosity, so you understand why this is important to your son or the young men in your life, so that you can have open discussions about it and help them see that there's more to life than just that.
Important conversation. Dr. Jennifer Hartstein, good to have you with us. Thank you so much.
Thanks.